Hi, everyone, and welcome to our virtual Q&A series here at the Miami Short Film Festival. My name is Crystal, and I'm here with Ni Belete today. She is the creator, writer, and star of the short film Slayed by Divya, which is screening in our virtual festival this year. So welcome. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to chat with you, Crystal.
Okay, so first off, for anyone who hasn't watched the film yet, we're gonna do a little quick sneak peek of the trailer.
Awesome.
Give it just a second.
Hair. Beautiful, lustrous, amazing, versatile, dripping with black girl magic kind of hair. Hair is my world. I'm a hairstylist.
You are very talented.
Thank you. Operating my own business has been one of the most challenging experiences of my life. Instead of having my company name Slayed by Divya, you guys have Slayed by D. I'm glad you find this funny.
I take it you do not want the D.
That's my brother Sebastian. Did I mention I'm financially supporting him too?
But life is what happens when you're busy making plans.
John Lennon said that. You calling me a Beatle?
Nah, man. You gotta put music first.
There are so many days when I wake up excited and fulfilled. But then there are days that leave me feeling discouraged. Some days are a mix of both. Never stop the hustle.
Underrated. I got one, but I have to keep
Slayed by Divya?
It's a mistake at the printers. It's supposed to say Slayed by Divya.
Trust me when I tell you, keep the D.
amazing. How this can make you go crazy.
Okay, so that was great. So first off, tell us a little bit about what inspired you to make this. This is actually like a pilot series, correct?
Correct. We made it in the hopes of being able to use it like a spec, like a pilot spec. And hopefully we get to make it into a real pilot and someone wants to produce it. But what inspired me was what I observed as a client to so many different hairstylists. And I just was really amazed at this kind of new way that stylists were, going about their businesses and just being independent contractors. And I met so many different stylists here in LA when I moved. And I just thought, man, there's something that they all share in common. They have this kind of hustle business mentality, and they have their own, creative, their own creativity, but also their own unique backgrounds as well. So I just created this character based on several hairstylists that I'd met.
Great. So what was one of the biggest challenges in making this?
You know what? I think one of the greatest challenges is when it's all done and shot and you're going through the editing process and you just have to let go. And I think that was something that I had to learn as part of being a producer, is like at a certain point you stop and you give it to the world. And I'm so excited now, and I'm just so happy to get to share it with people, even in these challenging times. It's like very exciting to get to chat with you and also hear people's reactions, because for so long this was something that was just my own and all the people who worked on it. Like it was like our thing, and now other people get to see it. So it's really cool and exciting. Yeah.
Fantastic. So I definitely saw, there was a parallel with obviously the character Divya. She's kind of, a young entrepreneur. She's juggling a lot of things with her work life, her brand, her personal life, her family, with her brother. And you obviously seem to be juggling a lot with putting this together, because you were the creator, the writer, and the star. So do you see any kind of like similarities there?
Definitely. I feel like when I wrote it, I definitely wanted to create a character that I thought was like any creative that I know. Like I don't really know many actors who had somebody financing their dream. like I know a lot of actors who do multiple jobs, and I worked in hospitality for years, so I felt like I wanted it to create a believable character. And like all of us, we have family things that are happening concurrently with our personal ambitions. So I wanted to create somebody that was real, and I'm really close with my family, and I wanted to do something that I thought was real. And a lot of Black women I've observed throughout my life aren't just, supporting themselves. They're helping a lot of people along the way. So I wanted to kind of just pay tribute to all these really incredible Black women that I'd met as hairstylists who weren't just, mobilizing themselves, but a lot of other people too.
Wonderful. That's amazing. Can you talk to us a little bit about the casting process and what it was like to shoot?
Sure. So first and foremost, I produced this with my boyfriend, Max Carlson, who's also the director. He and I talked about this almost a year ago at this point, and we just moved it along together, co-producing, and we did everything, all the casting, hiring the crew, we did all of that together. It was a low budget, so it just made more sense for us to do that. And I was so lucky in this process. Everybody that I wanted for each of the roles was available and, knocked it out of the park. They were all great. And it was just exactly what I set out to make in terms of the cast. So that was, and we just utilized casting networks, LA Casting, and we shot in LA. So it was pretty awesome to have so many actors here that are talented and available to work.
Great. And how long was the shooting?
Believe it or not, it was 3 days.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, 2.5 days.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I felt like the music in it was amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the music, I am fortunate to say, is from Lorene Chia. She is a really talented musician who also happens to be a hairstylist, and that's how I met her first. She was my hairstylist, and she was going through her playlist, and she was like, "Oh, here, I'll play you one of my songs." And I could not believe that I felt like she was like Hannah Montana. Like she had two totally different lives. And I was like, "Oh my God, she's like really like popular, but she's got this totally legit business as a hairstylist. And she's also, this totally creative, ambitious musician. She's amazing. And she is credited in the project as well. But yeah, her album Sweet Noise is where most of the tracks are from. It's really good.
Awesome. That's great. So what's one thing you would want the audience to take away from this? I know it's meant to be something that feels like episodic, like there should be more, but what should we take away from watching like this first pilot?
Sure. So I guess I've seen it so many times, but I think recently when I was talking to someone else, I just observed that there's just so many ways to go about your dreams. And I feel like with her brother, Sebastian, he's a little bit more impulsive, but he's not wrong. And she's not wrong either. She's a little bit more methodical, responsible. And I feel like you can get to where you want to go with help. And I think be open to help and just be fearless about your dreams. And, it's so much more fun to have people to share things with. So be your best friend's cheerleaders, support your friends with their dreams. And, I think it's exciting when, your friends and your loved ones can fulfill their dreams too. So I feel like that's one thing. And I guess, and also just hairstylists are very creative, and I feel like I think they can get taken for granted or not as valued as much. Maybe women, we recognize their value, like they're so important to us, but I feel like maybe other people just don't recognize the craft and the skill. And I wanted to celebrate that because it really is just something that I admire, and I'm very excited to create this project and celebrate them.
Yeah, it's funny you say that without giving too much away in case anyone hasn't seen it yet, but there is that moment where she's doing the social influencer's hair.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I feel like a lot of people who have new brands kind of fall into that, where, you know, people who are social influencers, you know, feel that, you know, they deserve things maybe and don't have to actually pay for the service because they don't really realize what goes into it. I have lots of friends who are hairstylists as well. So I see them go through the same thing where people don't really recognize the skill and the talent that's behind everything that they're doing. So it was really interesting. And I really loved the way that your character handled that situation. I just thought that was fantastic. Without giving too much away, if anyone's watching, you need to go online and watch the short because it was amazing. So, so are we going to see any more episodes? Is there anything planned or?
Well, we are, you know, obviously still in festivals, and we're so excited to see what happens after this. But definitely, I want to create more episodes. I think that partnering with a studio to make, you know, a total, like, you know, series in a season would be awesome. But, you know, there was also something so exciting about just doing it and self-financing and just trying to make it ourselves. So if that means I have to make another couple episodes, I mean, I had a really great time, and I feel like there's a space for this type of story. So hopefully we get to make it.
Great. Yeah, fingers crossed. We're hoping for you. Hopefully we'll see some more in the future. Do you have anything else coming up? Any other work in the pipeline or?
Nothing in the pipeline currently. I am working on my first feature. It's a buddy comedy about two elderly women in New York City, and but I'm just kind of now just focused on Slayed by Divya, and I'm just trying to get like a series deck together and get these kinds of things ready. But yeah, this is awesome. I'm so grateful for you guys including us in your festival. It's a difficult time to be a creative. I know a lot of people are having challenges, but it's just so exciting to get to kind of share this project in this way. So I appreciate it.
Great. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk with us today. And anyone who's watching, Slayed by Divya is still available to stream in our virtual festival through November 15th. So you've still got a few days to hop in and watch it. You can go online and purchase passes. You can rent just the film if you want to. So go ahead and check that out. Thank you again, Ni, for taking the time to talk to us today, and good luck with everything in the future.
Thank you so much.